Hello everyone, coming at you again. I'm doing more and more of these videos because there's so much to talk about. But uh, well, I'm thinking about matchups at this point, and particularly the Lakers and the Clippers. Trying to figure out now that everything is settled. I think the Lakers have maybe $9 more million to give out. I'm not sure what the Clippers have left, but I'm pretty sure the gist of the teams, what the rosters are going to look like, is pretty much set in stone. I'm expecting Iguodala possibly to join the Lakers in a buyout situation. And I see a few other names out there that are interesting on the free agent market if that doesn't happen. So, what I would like to see the Lakers do now is try to get us one more point guard. I love the fact that we have size. I think that's our greatest strength right now is our size. We have really, really big guys. So you talk about LeBron James, Kyle Kuzma, Anthony Davis, JaVale McGee, Boogie Cousins, Talon. These are all big people, really, really big people. And then you got some nice wings in Dudley, who I forgot to mention in the last video. Green, Danny Green, Quinn Cook, uh, KCP. You know, we brought in some guys that could really do some things defensively on the defensive end, and Danny Green, particularly KCP. Those are the two guys I like defensively on our team. But if we have any holes, it's going to be at the point guard position defensively, and possibly at the small forward position defensively. LeBron James is going to have to buckle down and play defense, and I just know he doesn't do that. So I don't think we're going to be a legitimate defensive dominant team. I think we'll be okay defensively, but I think we could probably be mid tier defensive team. I think, depending on how Anthony Davis's presence translates defensively, because there's going to be some blow bys, there's going to be some open shots given up, things like that are just going to be a part of our get down. We're not going to be the Clippers in that regard. They're a much better defensive team, particularly on the wings. Now, what the Lakers do provide is size, and what the Clippers don't have is much of that. Now, I love Zubac, but Zubac is slow, and he's not going to stop a superstar from scoring. We've seen that. As much as I like his defensive presence, he's really strong. He loves the verticality movement. He definitely is good at that. He can even take a charge here and there. So I don't doubt that Zubac has the right stuff up here defensively, and he's gotten stronger. So he should be more effective for the Clippers going forward. But that's the only guy on that team that I think is over 7 feet. Everybody else, including Montrezl Harrell, is under that. You know, he's an undersized center, a Dennis Rodman type of dude who can rebound. He's going to be physical, but when it comes to height, he's going to lack a little bit on that when it comes up against some of our guys, particularly JaVale McGee, Boogie, and Anthony Davis. Y'all got to understand that trio is going to be devastating for teams dealing with those three, because they're going to always be rested. Or if they have to have load management days and things like that, there's always going to be someone on the floor for the Lakers that's just huge to go along with huge LeBron James and big Kuzma. Like, it's going to be tough to guard this team in a half-court setting. Lakers are used to being a team that doesn't play well in the half court in the last era, but this is an entirely different squad, obviously. And what they bring to the table is slow down basketball from what I've seen. We can move a little bit, get out in the break a little bit with certain lineups, particularly with Kuzma and Danny Green and LeBron James. We can run with those guys. But the majority of what we're doing, I think, is going to be in the half court setting. And it's going to be interesting to see who's drawing up the plays in that coaching staff. Is Jason Kidd going to be our offensive coordinator? Because I don't believe that Frank Vogel is an offensive-minded coach. He's going to really focus on the defensive end if tradition shows is consistency, I should say. If what he's done in the past is any indication of what he's going to do in the future, this is going to be a defensive-minded team without defensive players in certain key areas. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that works out. And Lionel Hollins. I want to see what Lionel Hollins does, where his input falls. Where does he find himself in this coaching staff? in terms of he's been a head coach of his, with some success on him. And now he's trying to be a third string coach. It's going to be interesting to see if he's an offensive coordinator himself. And if so, how is our offense going to look? That's going to be the big question for me. Even though we have players who can score with ease, obviously, the system, the plays, and how they run, I'm just curious about. I don't doubt it, and I don't have any feeling about it. I'm just poised and ready to see what we're going to do. Pick and roll is going to be a great part of what we do, but I just don't see us being that fast break team. I do love the fact that we have a lot of shooting though, and shot blocking is going to be essential to what we do. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I'm still disappointed about how things panned out, but got to give credit to the front office for how they've bounced back, of course, and did some really good things for themselves. Had a plan C lined up pretty clearly and executed it very well. So very excited about that. And yeah, so anyway, matchups wise, I love us against some of the teams that other teams are going to have problems with. Like, for example, Phoenix. They have a big guy. I like us against a team like that. Denver. I like our chances against Denver. Philly. I like our chances against Philly. All these teams with big players, we're out ahead of the game in that regard because we solidified ourselves as a big team. Milwaukee. I like us against Milwaukee. See, the Clippers, I like them against wing players. I like them against the Golden States, the Portlands, the Rockets. Those are the teams that they're going to match up well against. But when it comes down to teams that have a lot of size, I think they're going to find that Paul George and Kawhi Leonard are going to be, as great as they are defensively, they're going to be getting attacked from areas that those guys can't help you in. And that's what I think the story is going to be for the Clippers. If they have any weaknesses, it's going to be two things. Ball movement, because they don't have a facilitator or anybody that actually thinks pass on their team. And interior defense. Because Montrezl Harrell is a very nice player. He could really do some damage, but he's undersized. So that's the gist of what I have to say about that. We're like fire and water. When you look at the Lakers and the Clippers, they're built oppositely. They're built in opposites of one another, is what I'm trying to say. So when they match up, it's just going to be a matter of who can expose whose weakness and who can impose their will in their areas of strength. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George are going to attack us from the wing. They're going to be slashing. They're going to try to get it into a fast break setting. What we're going to have to do is slow the game down. Make it so that those guys are put in situations where they're getting bounced off screens left and right. Make it so that they're hobbling. Make it so that they don't really have opportunities to really zero in on you with their defense as well. We're going to have to try somehow to limit what they're able to do in transition, which is going to be the toughest aspect of trying to guard them for anybody in this league. It's off and running. I'm telling you right now, they're going to force steals, they're going to pull down boards, and they're gunning it. That's what the Clippers is going to be about. So what we have to do is the opposite of that. Control the boards, just keep the game slow, and attack them in the paint, get them in foul trouble, back to the basket stuff, Boogie. I want to see LeBron in the paint a little more. I want to see him a little more physical this year. We're going to have to attack in the paint and keep it ugly, keep it slow. But we'll see. Maybe some things change, but that's the way I see it right now. I like Rondo on this team, but I don't trust him to stay healthy. We have got to address the point guard position. This is not enough. I like Quinn Cook, but he's not going to set up your offense. And if you want LeBron James to play point guard, you got to understand that you're giving up a lot in the small forward position. I respect Danny Green. I respect KCP. Kyle Kuzma's more of a forward to me. If LeBron James is not up for playing defense at the 3 spot, we're asking Danny Green to guard some incredibly talented players every night. And he has some mileage on him at this point. So we got to be mindful of all the basketball that he's played lately. And we're getting guys that went well into June. We got several Warriors on this team, new Warriors, and we got a new Raptor on this team. So some of these guys have played a lot of basketball recently. So That's going to be interesting to see just how it goes in terms of health. But we got a lot of professionals. We don't have any kids on this team. No immaturity issues, I don't believe. And guys should be going out with one thing in mind, and that's to win a championship and do it through beating the Clippers. So I'm excited. Everybody should be excited in Los Angeles one way or another. Championships will be going through here, and I can't wait to see how it turns out. Anyway, I'm going to call it a night. Hope you all enjoyed this incredible free agency period. Boy, is it exciting to be an NBA fan. And now we wait to see what happens with Westbrook. That's going to be the big cliffhanger to anticipate going forward. Obviously, he has suitors. I hear Miami. I hear New York. I've already heard the Raptors being mentioned as a team who didn't trade for him. Who knows if they would try to think about doing that now. I've heard Detroit mentioned in that conversation. Milwaukee, if I haven't mentioned them already, they've been mentioned. So we're going to see who wants to take on that incredible albatross contract of Russell Westbrook and where he can find a fit. I honestly don't know where he fits, and I have to do a little more thinking about that. But even if he fits on a team, you have to realize that they're going to have to gut that team to bring him in. So whatever your ideal fit is, you realize that you're going to have to adjust that. Those pieces are probably going in the trade. So I don't know. Westbrook might be stuck there. Then the Thunder might be stuck with him. So we'll see how this plays out. I don't believe that they can get equal value. I don't think that such a thing exists for a player like Westbrook. So good luck with that, Sam Presti. Anyway, signing out, you guys. Peace.